Hi, I'm Georgie from WaterBear. Welcome back to our WaterBear channel and the playlist all about everything to do with radio. Now I've worked in radio in various aspects for the last 5 years or so. So I have various amounts of knowledge that I want to share with you. There will be loads more videos on the way all about radio, so make sure you subscribe to the playlist and to the channel. So today we're going to be talking all about press releases, which are super important. Now you might think of press releases in terms of print, so like magazines, newspapers, and we're talking about audio here, we're talking about music, but they are just as important to get your band or yourself as an artist out there. So who's going to be reading these press releases? Well, when you send it to radio, it could be the music coordinator, it could be a presenter, it could be a producer. So they need to be able to scan through your press release as quickly as possible, because they're going to be receiving loads of these, okay, to find out if you are interesting and if it's worth listening to your single. As part of my journey in radio, I actually started out as a plugger, a music plugger for radio. So I was writing these press releases all of the time for various acts, okay? So I'm going to give you my secret recipe for writing a press release. So starting off with tip number 1, and that is keep it short, okay? Your press release ideally should just be on 1 page. If you think you need to spill out over 2 pages, it probably means you just need to condense your writing a little bit. There's a lot of waffle going on in there. You can bring it down to 1 page because people need to scan through this. Producers, music coordinators, presenters, they want to scan through this as quickly as possible. If they see there's 2 pages there, they're just going to be like, oh, I don't have the time, and then never read it. In reality, when I have time to read a press release, it might be, you know, in between songs really quickly. I'm about to go on air in half an hour, or I've got 3 minutes of advert breaks that I can quickly scan through my emails. So you need to make this as easy for me as possible, just to click it open, nice simple page that I can look through and then get back to the radio show. Tip number 2 is all about layout. Okay, this should be fairly self-explanatory, so I'm just going to run through. So starting off at the top, your band or artist name, then have the name of the single or the EP that you might be releasing, have links to it, which I'll come back to, then have nice artwork that you've had done, then have the blurb. We'll also revisit that one in a second. And then finally, social media and contact info at the bottom. As you can see, you can fit all that into 1 page. Okay, so tip number 3 are your links on your press release. Okay, there are different ways of doing it, but trust me, if you do it this way, it's going to work well. Okay, and that is, first of all, in your press release, don't copy and paste the whole link to your track. Okay, just hyperlink the word here. Keep it simple. It looks nicer as well. That link will then lead the presenter, producer, whoever's listening to it, through to your SoundCloud track, and they can listen there. Now please go into your permissions on the track under settings and make it downloadable, otherwise this whole thing is pointless. Okay, so you might be thinking, oh, I've got so many different social media channels and websites everywhere, I don't have SoundCloud. Just create a SoundCloud, okay? It's free, it's easy, and it is just an easy way for the presenter or music coordinator to access your music simply. Tip number 4 then is the blurb, the all-important blurb, where you can talk all about your story or your band's story, your inspirations, and it's also your chance to show off a bit, okay? So you want to include in there how many plays you've had on Spotify, for example, impressive people that you might have supported, cool venues you might have played at, all of these sort of things. Please put them in bold, because if I was reading this press release as music coordinator, I'm going to scan through that as quick as possible and probably only read those bits in bold. So please do that to make my life easier. Tip number 5 then is do yourself a favor. Make this as easy as possible for me, okay? If you imagine there's so much going on at a radio station, this is just a small part of my day. If you keep it short, keep it simple, keep it precise, then I can quickly just run through it, and then you might have a better chance of getting played on the radio. If you want me to find you on social media, don't tell me where to find you. give a link. If you want me to listen to you on Spotify, don't tell me what name I need to search and you're the third one down on the search results, okay? Just make it easy. Help me help you. So those are my top tips on how to create an excellent press release, but I'm always up for learning. So if you have some top tips for me, please do comment below, okay? Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.